Today I'm back with another hair tutorial on this half up, half down with a little bang in the front with a little swoop at the ends. Y'all gonna see me looking hip, so don't judge me. I started out on blow dried hair. I parted it when I cornrow my hair. Since I have these long nails, my hair is so short, it's easier for me to do it when it's, you know, kind of a little more texture on it. So I just wanted to make sure my part was good. I parted out my leave out, which I didn't need. I end up bobby pinning my leave out. Do not to use no leave out if your ponytail will be thick enough to cover, you know, the bottom portion of your half up, half down. So yes, you would just like to go ahead and make sure you're parting the back of your hair and leaving a part for your leave out if you choose to have a leave out. As I said, it wasn't really necessary for me, but you can go ahead and part that out now. The braiding pattern that you're about to see me do is just straight back cornrows. Honestly, I pulled my kitchen out so it's not going to be as tight. So I tried to feed in the ends of my braids, as you can see, and I sewed my last braid into the middle. I went on to sewing in the tracks. That took me forever. It took forever. I'm sewing in my tracks and I just really went in a U shape so it could fall a certain way. It'll fall in front so I don't really need leave out. But yeah, I just did that all the way to the top. I used one whole bundle. And I double whipped the tracks. I really didn't want to cut my tracks too much, so I just have one full bundle when I take this out so I can use it for a ponytail or something. Double knotted the first part of the bundle to my cornrow when I'm first starting to sew. Wrap it around 2 to 3 times. The thread around the needle 2 to 3 times. Then after that, I just tie the thread or loop the thread around the needle to create a knot. You don't need to knot it, you know, every single time you're sewing, but really just do what works for you. I also used a track to go on top of my head because after I went back and forth, it wasn't as close to my scalp at the end. So I just cut a single width and then I measured it from about ear to ear and sewed that down. The hair was still a little damp because I had to dip dye the hair. That's a whole nother thing. The hair came 613, so I had to use the watercolor method, which I also did not record because this is not that tutorial. So yeah, after I sewed at the back, I said that took me about an hour, not gonna lie. Braiding it and sewing it in probably took me about an hour and a half. Blowing out my hair with the bundle, I feel like that just really set the hair, you know, your hair in the direction that it needs to go, so it blends a little bit better before you flat iron. And I'm really just making sure my tracks are dry. So then I moved on to my ponytail. My ponytail, that's really the most important part. What I'm applying to my hair is BioSilk as well as heat protectant. I made sure to press out just the roots. The roots is really the only thing that you need to be slick in your ponytail. It took me a good little while to part out the little bang part, or part out my little 2 strands in the front, just because I really want it to be symmetrical. And at first I wasn't really gonna glue in no tracks, but y'all gonna see me do that later. Alright, parting the bang area is very important, and if you plan on gluing in tracks like I ended up doing, you want to make sure you part enough space to where you can actually fit a track and it be covered by your hair. Make sure it looks even. Time molding it, I clipped my little section piece off and I just really tried to comb it out. I first used, I think, the Got to Be Glued gel, then the freeze spray, probably a little edge control just to part out my edges or something. I put my hair in the slickest ponytail as possible, trying to make sure it was in the center, and luckily I think I only had to do that once. On applying the product at the root, so I used edge control because I know that would really slick up my edges. I also grease my scalp because I don't want my scalp to be itching, and I probably should have put some on my edges too, but that's okay. I went in with the brush, just making sure it looks slick, and then that's when I use the Got to Be products, because y'all know if y'all comb them out too much, it start getting chunky and white, and so when you feel like you good, set it, blow dry it, all of that. And I put my ponytail towards the back of the half or the top section so the hair would fall evenly. Another key, if you're doing a ponytail, use 2 ponytail holders just in case one breaks, so you don't have to do it all over again. And y'all see me pull like the rubber band for like a little second just so I can loosen up the ponytail. Try not to get product in your bangs so they're not stiff. And we love the edge control comb just because it's so like small. The brush part, that's cool, but the comb really like gets in there. Now I'm just really about to clip this track that's not sewed down because I did not feel like going back in. I'm about to start trying to blend my hair with the bundles, and my hair is so bluntly cut. That's why I feel like I did not need leave out. I just needed to sew it in more of a U direction because the color matched perfectly, but how blunt my hair is was not gonna blend at all, but it was okay. With the bun, the way I sew my top ponytail in, I really just winged it because I do it different every time. Yeah, I just feel like it depends on what method you're trying to use. I put mine in a bun opposed to having like a braid and then sewing it, just because I wanted my hair to actually come up and then fall. So that's why I do the bun, because the bun make your ponytail sit up. And yeah, so I just feel like that looked better for what I was trying to do. But I put my hair in like the tightest bun I could. Then I used a few rubber bands to make sure, you know, it was stable and not going nowhere. Then with the needle and thread, I sewed through it about 2 to 3 times just so it's held together. Once the thread was through my hair, I took the needle and poked it and pushed it through the end of the bundle. And yes, when I sewed in the top half, the bundle was double wefted as well. So I started with sewing it in the middle, and then I just wrapped it around. You want to wrap it around as tight as possible, as well as when you sewing it, kind of just try and make sure you're not necessarily going through the whole bun, but just doing a light stitch and then making a knot. This is where you need to make a knot at every stitch, because if not, your track's gonna start sliding, and y'all gonna see I had to do this again because my track started slipping. So yes, here you're just gonna see me struggle, essentially try and finesse it, poke myself a few times. But I clipped down the back of my hair, like my leave out and stuff, because I didn't want that getting mixed in. If y'all track is still kind of showing, it might be because the hair is tucked under to, I don't know, or your track slipping. I'll show y'all how I tried to fix it before I took it out. I'm gonna take the rat tail comb and pull the hair that's under it out. You can sew that down, but I just didn't. You're gonna take a piece that'll be thick enough to cover the bottom and wrap that around. And I end up putting a bobby pin in it, but eventually I took that out because I don't like having bobby pins in my hair. That just really hurts. Really just freeze sprayed it, and then I didn't show me blow drying it because I had to do it again, but blow dry it. Now I'm just pressing out the hair. Y'all can see my track slipping, so Don't mind me. I really thought I failed at this point. I was giving up. I was giving up hope. Okay, now this is the good part. This is where I'm about to glue in my tracks. So before I came up with my little method, I just tried to glue in the tracks, and it was the one track, okay, but it wasn't making it thicker. It didn't really make it longer because my bundles were so short, but you can really still see the track. So I added another one on top. Then you can clear as day see the little blonde weft part. So I'm gonna show y'all a way to finesse that. If your hair is long enough or whatever, you don't have to do that step, but I felt like it would frame my face better if it, you know, they both came down evenly, so it looked neater and my hair looks thicker. I simply cut the track. Ooh. But you want to cut downward. Now you got two tracks, okay? Before you glue the track on your head, but you want to make sure you're gluing the track onto your scalp and not your hair, so when you're taking it out, it doesn't pull out pieces of your hair. You want to take the track. I'm going to use this rat tail comb to dip into this glue just because the glue is chunky. So this is going to be the side that you're not going to glue on your head anyway right now. So I just put glue at the top. Okay, then I'm gonna stick like really right below where the weft is, this blonde piece. I'm gonna stick it to the track, if y'all feel what I'm saying. So now it's just like a little bundle sandwich, right? So I'm pressing them together. You see how this track is on top of this track, so it's gonna cover the glue. So after you do that and it's dried or whatever, you want to keep pushing. After that, you really just cut the top of the weft off, or the one that's above it. And you know, it's gonna be some strands to fall out, so go ahead and take those off. You could probably add more glue, but you really don't even need more hair. And you do this, so this will also help you not need to glue in as many tracks, because the track is going to be thicker, of course, because it's two tracks and not one. The track is covered. Then I end up cutting my hair, my bundles, and I just did a blunt cut, held it up, snip, 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 cut it all straight as possible. And I think that's where my footage ends. So the reason why it ends partly was because I was frustrated, I was struggling, my arms was burning, I was tired, and I didn't think it looked right, because it really didn't look good as a regular half a pap down. My leave out wasn't blending, it wasn't looking too good. But luckily, for one, I didn't need to leave out. I just ended up pinning that behind my ear because it really was unnecessary. You can't see my tracks, or okay, y'all can see it's just pinned under, really just pinned over. Oop, you can see my track a little bit, but my ponytail covers that. Later on, I decided to bump the ends, which really just give it that look. I was curling the ends of this. I used this H2 Pro Silk. Got it at the beauty supply store. It was like $30. I think this is a 1/4 inch, if I'm not mistaken. And I feel like this just, let's see, it really help you get that curl. You know what I'm saying? Because you really gotta curl the ends. You really do gotta curl the ends. And when you do that with the smaller flat iron, opposed to a big one, the big one is not gonna let you curl it really. It's just gonna stick up straight. So yeah, that's when that came in clutch. This is really the end of the tutorial. I'm not gonna say this was an easy hairstyle because it took me a good little minute, but that was just because I had to sew in the track. So if you decide not to do that, or you have clip-ins or something, I would definitely suggest you do that method, because sewing in tracks by yourself is always annoying. It really is. That's why it's not included too much, because it's repetitive and it takes a long time. So yes guys, thank you for watching. If I have any questions, leave it down below. I come back to everybody, and I love when y'all comment. Y'all don't be commenting enough for me, but it's okay, we gonna get there. Yeah, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna show you the back of my hair. And it don't look stiff, okay? I hope you enjoyed the video, the tutorial. I don't really want to call it a tutorial because I really don't be teaching y'all nothing new. I'll just show y'all how I do it. If y'all want me to go like in detail on anything I did, mine is the sewing and the tracks, because that I really don't know. I really don't know how to teach that. Yeah, but it's gonna be somebody else out here who could probably do that. But I really hope y'all did enjoy, and I hope y'all come back to watch my next video, which is gonna be a Fashion Over try-on haul for my birthday, because this was my birthday look, y'all. I'm new to this but true to this. And if y'all mess with me, comment down below. I'm gonna call y'all something, because we're going up videos every week, Wednesdays, maybe a Thursday. I'll catch y'all on the flip side, and I hope y'all look like some baddies. If y'all try it, like, tag me, comment something. My Instagram is at liv.allure, so make sure y'all follow me and we can be cool. So bye y'all.